I got in trouble years ago. One of my earlier videos, I got in trouble because there was two Scandinavian girls went to Morocco and they were kidnapped. And then there was a video made of them being beheaded by some Islamist terror group. And it was horrible. I'm not going to go into details, but it was absolutely horrible, and it traumatized me. I didn't see it. I heard the audio by accident. I didn't know what it was, and my response. I made a video of that saying the response of the EU should be to level Morocco's second city, where you just flatten the second city and you say, if this ever happens again, we're going to take out your capital city. And everybody in the car, like so many people were saying that, oh, you're just a neocon chill, you're just a neocon. And I think, no, this is about Europeans basically using outright terror and force to make sure that something like this never happens again. When you saw all of the dead Frenchmen on Marseille Boulevard, they didn't have weapons. They didn't have all they had was like mobile phones and flip-flops, and they and their families were all dead now. Now, what I realized then, this is 9 years ago, 8 years ago, is that they didn't actually have, like, where did they think they had the right to walk down Marseille Boulevard with their families, with their kids, completely unarmed, with no police around, with no armed guards around, nothing? What gave them the idea that they think they can do that? What gave them the idea that they had the right to do that? Because they hadn't actually done the unpleasant business of securing borders and making other men elsewhere in the world scared of them. And it's unfortunate, but this is what it boils down to. When France ruled Algeria in North Africa, it was expected that the locals would look, if a French woman walked past, the locals would be expected to look to the ground. If they looked a French woman in the eye, French soldier would smash his face in with the butt of the rifles. This is really horrible and it's really ugly, but the thing is, when that was happening, French people were not being butchered in their hundreds in France itself. Sooner or later, you're going to have to sort of stand up and say the world and the people in it are scum, they're barbarians, and they only understand force and violence. Mm-hmm. And there's a part of me I can understand it. I don't condone it, of course, but I can understand it. And I wish we had a bit more of that. Of course, we're ruled by treacherous scum. But even the idea where, well, this thing, even if it's just two girls, or even if it's a terrorist attack, or this or that's happened, there's this idea that, well, we should just secure the borders, and there isn't an idea that these people should not ever dare do this kind of thing to our group. And we never think like that. There's this kind of, even in the dissident right, there's this kind of libtard sort of egalitarian frame where you think, well, it's the fault of the girls for going over there. It's the fault that we didn't have any borders. Why isn't it not that they're just scared of us?